Has a lot more to do than just politics. New Era Detroit, they call it church accountability, taking congregations to task for not serving the community in their estimation as those churches should. They say something doesn't add up when a pastor makes a lot of money, drives a luxury car, and yet the people who live near his church are in poverty. A scuffle inside the sanctuary after New Era Detroit protests during a worship service.
Bro, let me go, man. Let's go.
Zeke, the leader of the group, offered no apologies for the dust-up at Great Faith Ministry Saturday, only the reasoning behind it.
This situation is bigger than just Wayne T. Jackson. This is about black churches and black pastors who live a lavish life on behalf of the people, and they're not giving back to their community.
He's referring to Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, the wealthy pastor that welcomed Donald Trump, drives a Rolls Royce, and lives in a mansion. Zeke was there for the offering Saturday.
When they started the offering at $1,000, and then they said if you don't got $1,000, then do $300. And if you don't got cash, then we got ATM machines. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that way of thinking, and I don't understand that to be what religion is.
New Era Detroit says the neighborhood surrounding Great Faith Ministries is by and large impoverished.
This guy has networks, churches, fancy cars, you know what I mean, $1 million houses, and there's babies in this community that's going without food at night. Somebody has to be frustrated about this enough to do something that will get people's attention. And that's what.
What do you think the man does that lives in that house right there? What do you think he does for a living? What could a man do to own such a lavish mansion? You would think he'd be the president of the United States or something. That looks like a house Trump would own. That, my friends, is a preacher's house. Yeah, it's a great scam, isn't it? Louisiana, you need to tax Jesse.
Shalom, shalom. Call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone to teach them well. Peace and salutations be to the hopeful elect. I'm Brother Tazram Gabar, coming at you from the province of Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. And today I'm going to be getting in on the lesson. The Lord is not in these church houses, man. You is not going to find the Lord, YAHAWASHI, nor the truth in these church houses, man. You know? These niggas are pimping you. Alright? You go inside the church house, you find it's mainly women and children in there, man. Because the women are easily deceived, and the children are, you know, they following after the mother. Okay? But you don't normally see a casual old Jake in there, man. A Jake man in there. Because why? Jake ain't going for that shit. Jake no. But the woman, hey, the scripture says, the Lord hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted her understanding. Okay? So she gonna fall for the okie doke, thinking she doing something right. She wanna feel like she's doing something right. That's the woman's whole ordeal. She wants to feel like she's doing something right, you know, even though it's wickedness. So she wants they tell you, Pastor Porkchop tells you, come as you are, all right? So you end up having a bunch of harlots and fruitcakes in there, man. If it's men in there, this is because they're effeminate, okay? And they're pretty much homo, man. They're pretty much swinging the bat both ways, okay? I can't say too much on that word, because they'll take my shit down, man. I'll take my lesson down quick. So let's get into it. Actually, I'll grab this one first. No, I'm gonna grab subvert whole houses first. Actually, it's just Wi-Fi in this area, man. Can't do much with it. This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse Let me in. 10. This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. So the things that they're saying is in vain. The things that they preach to you, according to scriptures, it's vanity. Okay? It holds no weight to them because they be lying. You know? The scriptures hold truth. It depends on who you let read it to you, man. You know? Don't let a liar teach it to you. So it says, there are many unruly and vain talkers. You know, you catch them in there, man, saying some jibber jabber shit, man. Okay? It's claiming they speak in tongues, but they just speak in fucking gibberish. You know? And then they be in there fucking telling you their whole life story. They spend the whole service telling you their whole life story. Bring out John 3:16. Pass the tithe bowl around 10 to 15 times, trying to take you out your pocket. Just in case somebody having second thoughts, I'm gonna pass it around again. And this money ain't going to the church; it's going to his pockets. And notice, pastor is always well taken care of. The Lord said, "What He chooseth the poor, you know, to confound the weak to confound the strong, you know, the foolish to confound the wise." So the truth ain't gonna come with money and royalty and power. The truth is gonna come in places you expect it to not be at, on the highways and hedges. When you're walking out there in the city, going to go buy something, going to the marketplace, you know, doing whatever you got to do. When you're walking around in the city, you're gonna find the prophets out there, sitting out there, you know, in the streets, on the sidewalks, near the businesses, outside the marketplaces, preaching the truth. That's where you're going to find the truth, man. Yo, now you got us in these end times where now there's false prophets doing the same thing as the true prophets. But you will find the truth on the highways and the hedges, because the scripture commanded us to go out to the highways and hedges, man. All right. It says, especially they of the circumcision. Okay. Speaking of these other camps, because it's very well, you know, that these pastors in this church don't even truly understand the truth. A lot of them do, but there's some that don't really understand the truth like that. But it's saying, especially of the circumcision, meaning who already know what the deal is, but they doing it, you know, for business. It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not. So they know they ain't supposed to be teaching these things, you know. They know that the things that's coming out of their mouth is bullshit. They know, if you know, you go in these pastors' heart, the Lord knows their hearts. These so-called pastors, you go in their heart, all they thinking about is money. They're thinking about when's a good opportunity to pass this tithe bowl around. Let me send the choir dance out, and then I'm gonna pass the tithe bowl around. You know, it's all a show. You know, it's all gimmicks. You're paying to be entertained in the church houses, man. The Lord is not in there. You know, teaching things which they ought not. Salaki, it says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses. So whole churches, these whole church buildings, they you know, they're leading them to destruction. You know, it says, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. Hey, the scripture says what? I'm gonna grab it. This book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So this is what they're teaching, the things which they ought not. They're doing this for money. The people will pay to be lied to. They don't want to hear the truth, man. They want to hear that what they're doing is okay and they're going to be good in their afterlife. You know? Then they call it, oh, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Only God can judge me. Little do they know, the Lord is judging you through the prophets. You know? And he's about to give you the ultimate judgment when these nukes come, man. Let me grab it. Let me see if there's more on this, actually, Salakia. It says, yeah, there's more. It says, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They want to hear smooth things. They want you literally to deceive them. And they ain't gonna admit it. Okay, but this is what the heart's saying. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. So this is why they go off worshiping idols. You know, they were doing this before, and then so the Lord gave them up to it. Now you see them worshiping Caesar Wazir. They want to worship anything but what looks like them. You know, they see a true power that looks like them, they despise it because our people are destroyed. They despise each other. So when you show them the Son of Man, who the Son of Man really looks like, you know, what YAHAWASHI really looks like, they despise it. They call it the devil. They say this is evil, you know, because the white man have destroyed their minds so much. You know, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. All right. The Lord is not in these church houses, man. Let me grab it. Not in temples. The book of Acts chapter 7 and verse 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. So the Lord ain't in there, man. You know, the Lord is not in there. Sorry, you can't. What it say? Heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? And what is it? And what is the place of my rest? All right. You can't go in there and you ain't gonna go in there and summon up the Lord, man. Okay. You can only summon up the Lord within you, and you can't even summon up the Lord. He has to give you the ability to. 2/3 of our people don't have that ability. It says, hath not my hand made all these things? The Lord said he made the church houses, man. The deceived and the deceiver are both his. Okay? So you gotta understand, whoever's in those damn church houses, the Lord's got them stuck there under a strong delusion, leading them into death and destruction. Thermonuclear fire, man. Okay? He shall even this is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse I'll start at verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Jake thinks that this is his rest. Jake thinks that this is a place where he's going to be cool. He thinks he's already in the kingdom. Because it is polluted, they don't even realize how polluted it is. It says, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. That sore destruction is that thermonuclear fire, man. This place is going to get you destroyed by the wrath of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. Why? Because that's what the people want to hear. They want to hear of wine and strong drink. They want to hear of good times and tranquility, and they don't want to hear the bad part. They only want to hear the good parts. Oh, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. They want you to tell them that what they're doing has no consequence. You know, so they will pay you to hear these things. The pastor of the church, he's the pimp, and the people of the church are the hoes, man. You know, they're the fucking prostitutes. They go out there and work and come back and bring it to the pastor just for him to go get his new whip. He got a new whip every year. His house is getting bigger and bigger. And I'm gonna put these videos. I've seen so many videos on it, man. I think I got 3 videos. 2 videos. I'm gonna have to find this 3rd one. But in one of the videos, the pastor told the people to beat the demons off of each other. And you just got a video just going around circling the whole church of everybody stomping each other out, uppercutting each other and shit, beating each other's asses. Okay? Because this is not the house of the Lord. This is a business. They probably ain't pay their tithes. He probably ain't meet his quota that day. You know, he was expecting to make $7,000 that day. He only made $5,000. And he said, hey, yeah, I can sense demons in here. Beat the demons off each other. And these motherfucking people started actually stumping each other, trying to stump the demons off of each other. Man, it don't work like that. Y'all were the fucking demons. They were beating each other's ass because they ain't make that quota probably, man. You know? What a pimp do when a hoe don't bring his money, man? Or what does a weed man or a drug lord does when his weed man don't bring in enough money at a certain time? He has to punish them. So by punishing the people of the church, he made them beat each other's ass. He wasn't gonna go around and start slapping them. He gonna ruin his reputation. He said, y'all got demons on each other. Beat each other ass. Well, let me grab that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So the simple believes every word, man. Whatever that pastor tell them to do, they gonna do it. Pastor Porkchop could have told them to kill each other, and they would have got down to business. All right, that's basically what they was doing. They was beating each other ass. I'm gonna put that video in the intro. And there's another video where oh man, what did it say? It says fight broke out in church after pastor asked for $1,000 tithe from each member. All right, these pastors going through it too, man. They everything start to increase in price. You're starting to see inflation. Soon it's gonna be hyperinflation. Then it's gonna be full-blown famine. These pastors trying to get what they gotta get. Gas prices increasing. You know, it was just down a minute ago. Now look at it. Now it's breaking records. Okay, you thought it was all good and peaches and cream for a little minute because it dropped down by like 25 cents, but now it's back up 50 cents. You know, it dropped down. You know, it was at its peak when it was at 4.35, man. Then it dropped back down to like 3.89, and now this week it just rose back up to 3.49, which it broke a record, man. It broke a record. So, you know, that's the highest it's been, and well, that's what it is in Florida. So I don't know where everybody else is at, but they say Florida is one of the most expensive places to live, if not the most expensive place to live right now. Okay, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So the simple gonna believe everything. These people are sheep, cattle, goyim going into cattle, man. So think about what they do with cattle. Think about what they do with sheep. They use them. They give them what they want. Like they got a whole field of grass. It's very convenient that they eat grass, because they sit them in a field of grass and they can eat all they want as long as they eat and they straight. They ain't gonna complain, none of that. But they use these cows and chop their ass up, take them to the slaughterhouse, chop them up, and eat from them, man. So they're reaping from them. It's the same thing with the people. They use the people and reap from them, man. Okay? They use the people to go out there and they do what they gotta do, and then they take what they make. You know? Let me see. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 16. 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Okay, so what? These pastors are oppressing the poor to increase himself, to increase his riches. And also Esau is oppressing the poor to increase his riches. But then you got the poor giving to the rich. Tithes, so-called, man. Taxes. He ain't even giving, the people ain't even giving Esau taxes. They taking them shits, man. Okay? They taking them shits. But a good example of you giving to the rich, which is Esau, is getting your fucking baby taken out, man. All right, you got to pay for that. And then not only that, you're sacrificing your child, man. You paying them sacrifice, and you giving them money for no reason. Okay, you open your legs, best believe you signed up for that baby. So there's really no argument in that. Sex was created so that you can be fruitful, not so that you can have fun and feel good. It was created to be fruitful. All right. Let me grab. Oh yeah, in the other video, which is very, very informative. It shows the pastor's house, what a pastor's house looks like. Look at these guys' houses, man. Okay, these shits ain't just, These shits ain't looking like our houses. They don't look like our houses in the hood. They houses look bigger than the church house do. You know? That the church house is their work. When they wake up at 8 in the morning on Sunday, they make enough, you know, for a month. They make more than we make in a month in one day on 4 hours. That's being a so-called pastor and deceiving the people is a high-paying job, but it comes with a great big risk, what you got to pay for to the Lord, man. So deceiving your own people, you become a sellout for the bag, but you got a greater judgment coming towards you, man, than just a regular 2/3, because you selling out the people, man. Okay? Here it is, the Lord say feed his sheep, and you robbing the sheep, man. Let me grab it. I have to go into it. This is the book of John, chapter 10, and verse 12. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth, and scattereth the sheep. So it's saying it's not, the sheep don't belong to him. Why? It says he that is an hireling. Okay, a hireling is somebody that's getting paid to do this, man. To do this thing, to preach the gospel. And they're not even preaching the gospel, they preaching their gospel. You know, their gospel is, oh, I used to do this and I used to do that. They really telling you how they came up, man, in the world. They telling you how they came up in the world, not in spirit and not in truth, but how they came up in the world. Your pastor love to talk about how you used to be in the club, how they used to be in the club doing this and that. Them niggas still in the club. Now they're just making more money. More money to throw at strippers and shit, you know. More money, you know, to do wickedness. Okay? To go out there and commit adultery. You know? To be whoremongers. Hey, man. This is what they do. He isn't a hireling. He telling you, hey, I used to do this and that, but now I'm a pastor and I'm robbing y'all and I'm making hella money. It's the same old nigga. Your pastor is not a holy man. I remember I was a jit. I was a little kid, Salakia, from my slang. I remember I was a little kid going into the church. I used to think of as the pastor as a holy man, and whenever I speak to him, I have great and great respect and high manners. You know, I would speak to him in a high manner form, and have great respect for him while I talk to him. You know, it was almost like idolizing this man. Okay, and this is what these people are doing. They don't come there to serve the Lord. They come there to serve that man, and they don't even realize it. Okay, but the things that they do, and what they do throughout the week, they do so that they can come to church and tell him what they did, so that they can try to please him. But it's not to please the Lord; it's to please their pastor. Okay, that is who they're paying. He tells you it's for the church, it's for the ministry, and then you got to think, where is the ministry? Like, what is it? Where's this money really going to? Go look at what he's wearing and what he coming in there with Louis Vuitton suits and shit. Man, there's so much. Okay, you can look up videos on YouTube of pastors getting sued for robbing the people, because this is an actual thing. Okay, this is an actual thing. These people are suffering and giving all they got. These pastors will bring out this scripture here. Oh shit, hold on. Let me grab it and then come back. So it says, the hireling fleeth because he is an hireling, meaning he getting paid to do this, and careth not for the sheep. He don't really care for the sheep. He just taking their money. He robbing them. Okay. So let me grab this. The pastors love to bring out this scripture. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 38. And he said unto them in his doctrine, beware of the scribes, which love to go in long clothing and love salutations in the marketplaces. And this is a good example of those false prophets and those pastors, man. It says, and the chief seats in the synagogues and the uppermost rooms at the feast, which devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayers, these shall receive the greater damnation. All right, so 2/3 is damned. But these are the greater damnation of the 2/3, man. And Yahawashi sat over because they got a lot more blood to pay for. They got a lot more blood on their hands that they got to pay up for, man. Okay, these people are murderers spiritually, man. You know, it says, and Yahawashi sat over against the treasury, and behold, the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. It says, and he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. For all they did, it says, for all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had. Okay, even all her living. So the pastor's expecting these people to cast in all that they have, even all of their living. Okay, and it's not going towards the church, it's going to them. They don't pay much for that church, if they pay at all. You got to understand something. These guys are under a 501c3 charter, where Esau's paying for that shit. Esau's taking care of them. As long as they keep deceiving the people. They had certain things like these back in slavery. You know, there was always an Edomite man in the church making sure that Jake ain't teaching the wrong thing. You know, making sure Jake ain't trying to wake his people back up. Jake ain't trying to start a revolt through the scriptures. But they was having Jake teach Jake false things, you know, and they were giving them a pretty hefty sum for it, man, of money. And that's the modern day thing that they were doing back then, which is these churches now, man. Now they're in their churches, and you know, I remember back then thinking back on it now, there was always an Edomite in the church, man. You know, whether it was 1 or 2, there was always an Edomite in there. You know, and there were times where it wasn't, but there were times where this nigga probably wasn't meeting his quota, and he probably wasn't, you know, he was probably having followers leave. This is why the pastor gets so mad at you for not showing up to church on Sunday. I remember seeing this, man. He'd be just pretty much snapping on the people for not showing up. Oh, why you ain't come to the church last week? We missed you last week, you know? And you thinking, he's really got these people thinking that it's for the Lord, you know? And he makes them feel guilty because they got them thinking that it's for the Lord, but it's really for his pockets. Man, the church I used to go to, this man was pulling up in a new Beetle. I think he was driving Beetles, bro. This dude was a fruitcake. This dude was driving a Beetle, man. Okay. Let me see if I can look it up. Because I used to call them, as a kid, I used to call them punch buggies. Yeah, you get the newest Beetle every year. Alright? And this shit, I used to be like, what the hell? He's like, did you check out my new car? You know, as I started getting older, I started, you know, tuning in to what he was really doing. I was like, what the hell? So why you got a new car? Where you get the money for that? But you gotta understand something. The Lord is not in these church houses, man. The Lord is not in these church houses. These men are robbing you. Okay, they don't care for you. That's why you had them people beating each other ass. They don't care about y'all. You know? Let me grab this one more scripture. I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna tell you where you can really find, you know, the Lord at, man. I'm probably gonna grab a few more, so like you know, it depends on the spirit. Okay, let me grab it. This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not YAHAWASHI chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and heirs and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him? The Lord said he chosen the poor of this world rich in faith. But these people are going into church houses and buildings to seek the word of the Lord from men that are poor in faith and rich in this world. You know? And this is their stumbling block. This is that, you know, David say, let their table be a stumbling block unto them. This is where they stumble at, you know. And the scripture say, let them be, they be blind leaders of the blind, and to blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. All right. So your words, even try to teach or preach these people, it falls upon deaf ears, or Salakia, deaf ears. They don't hear the truth. They hear the lies, and they take it as the truth. Everything is in thrown in spiral and backwards. It says, let's see. It says, but ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? So these men got money, man. Okay? But the Lord said he's chosen the poor of this world, which rich in faith. I got another one. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Let's see. Chapter 1 and verse 26. 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. Look at that, man. Look at that. So, hey, it's not about how things may seem, man. It's about the inward man. Okay, it's about the spirit. Okay, the scripture says the poor man's words are despised, but when a rich man speaketh, everybody gets quiet. You know, they quick to hear a rich man because he got money. So they think that this is what it means to be blessed, I should say. They think this is what it means to be God's chosen, or the Lord's chosen, Salaki. Because these people gotta see it to believe it. So the Lord made a stumbling block. He set a stumbling block unto them, man. Wherein the rich man call themselves prophets. The people go after them. But the poor man that calls themselves prophets, they despise them. And that's all set up so they can be destroyed. It says, but YAHAWASHI hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And YAHAWASHI hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world, and things which are despised, hath YAHAWASHI chosen. Yeah, and things which are not to bring to naught, Salakia, and things which are not to bring to naught things that are. Okay? That no flesh shall glory in his presence. So the prophets, come to prophets, they ain't gonna be beautiful, well set men. Okay, money. They ain't gonna be wearing designer clothing and shit, man. They're gonna be going through it. The prophets gotta go through it. Okay, so that none can glory in the Lord's presence, man. Okay, the prophets, they're gonna get their glory. Oh yeah, they're gonna get their glory, but not here. They're not gonna get it here, man. Not on this side, man. All right. Well, I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you, Akim and Akwathia, who have listened in truth and sincerity. Next thing, Yashwala, I say, call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.